Hello, this is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included. Last time I started the process on some farming, didn't get it built, and my goal today is to get it built and possibly even growing some sleet wheat and water wheat. Need to get the temperatures correct. So an aqua tuner is going to go in here. I want to protect the temperature from, or the cold temperatures that's going to be in here from getting out. So double liquid airlock. I'm going to use this brine sitting over here from this guy to be able to do that. Let's just look over at this asteroid. I think the goal for this asteroid is to start exporting some hydrogen. Currently, I'm actually importing hydrogen. But if I can get a pip or two, we've got some pipsqueak, preferring the tame version, to go down here and even just plant a few of these Saturn critter traps. That could be very useful, at least to get ourselves started with. Let's speed things up a bit. So I've got a number of Atmo suits available to me for construction in this area. Maybe make a priority of the actual pumping system. Ceiling collapse. Let's double check that that's nothing. I don't see anything big deal over here. I'm noticing that this dupe can't dig even though this is available. Let's just look into that issue quickly. Explore. Where is Explore? Hold on. Is Explorer? Oh, ceiling trap. Hold on. Let's pause this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is not good. And we've got a trapped warning. Oh my goodness. No, that's not Explorer that's trapped. That's just that pump. That's fine. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Vitals. Explorer. Where even are you? Oh, you were up here. Oh, okay. I missed that. Yeah, that's. I was getting them to mop up this area, and this is extremely bad. So pausing it right now to carefully trace a few steps. Is there something we can build? I don't see any material. Oh wait, a little bit of sedimentary rock. Okay, if you've got some sedimentary rock, put that in right there. Do that and that. Maybe make that a 9. Idle. Ooh. Why are you not picking? Oh, was that actually? Oh, that's the wrong material. Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. Pause it, pause it. Let's do a cancel. Let me just select buildings. Let's go ladder. Sedimentary rock. Oh, okay. Off to an interesting start. All right. Hopefully, looking around here, we won't see any other issues with Explorer. Dupes over here. Again, I got them to prioritize on connecting some water that's over here, or brine. Yes, technically, we don't need ladders in between this little section anymore, at least. And we're going to have a steam turbine sitting just up here to make sure that our area down here stays cool enough. So I think what I'd like to do is at least get some spots where we can create our, do our planting. We'll create a few natural tiles if need be. Let's do that at priority, just to be prepared when these pips become adults. Currently they are, actually it shouldn't be too long at all till that's the case. Spiffy overalls or a Laura seed. Is there any benefit to a Laura? Let's, just for the biodiversity, we would better take it, even though I don't necessarily have a plan for that just yet. And we are on, by the way, hard mode. So Dupe's eating twice the amount of calories. Getting stressed out easier, but I think we've handled stress. Yeah, both asteroids down to 0% stress. Not a bad thing. I am considering, I know I just printed something. I kind of feel like I should have, I think I'm ready for another dupe. I think next time the printing pod's available, we're going to be getting a new dupe today. So we don't have any power. That is, oh, few pieces of wiring need to be finished in the middle. Lots of calories. And the other thing, oh wait, I was going to say, do I need to bring in some of this ethanol? No, never mind. I forgot that we are going to be bringing over brine soon. As soon as a few wires get created down here, hopefully this tube. Scientists going to build that for us. It looks like they are. Or at least one of them. And realizing I didn't actually have this insulated. So Explorer there has a job to do, make sure that area gets insulated around this copper volcano. Can destroy this to make a natural tile. And we just have, let's just check on our Drecos up here. Got some food that's plants that's not hot enough, but we did install this last time. Maybe I need to up that. Let's try 39 degrees. That just a little bit warmer. That could be because this guy's exposed to this little entrance here. I'll just ask for, maybe that's the case, just a little bit more radiant pipe at those 3 locations. See if that helps out. Okay, next thing I need to do is, just curious, I didn't think we had trapped anything. Cancel that. Maybe put in some doors down here so we can eventually trap a dupe, or not a dupe, pip. Okay, I see some natural gas. Let's check on that. I guess that's because this guy is active. That's fine. So lots of natural gas. No shortage of that. No shortage of food at the moment, which I'm a little bit surprised at. But hey, that may be a reason why I'll get enough. I think the next dupe too is going to be a construction-based dupe. I only have one on building. So I think having a second one, especially with all the things I want to build, is going to help out quite a bit. So 1 dupe show over on this asteroid. Uranium ore. I wonder if that was just one of the little critters there drop. Oh no, we've got a bunch of stuff. I think it's just easier to do this in a bin. Oh, I see. The floor's not made down here. That's why they're not actually reaching it. Just maybe make that a priority 6. And I did intend to have a dirt storage here with access to all these auto sweepers, so the dupes don't actually have to provide dirt for the Sleet Wheat. They also will. Farmer, the one dupe that we had, I think that was new from last. Yeah, it was new from last episode. We'll have light access, so light automation for Farmer when they go in to do their harvesting. And we will also need to make a vacuum area inside here. So we'll start that process, make sure that has some power access. A little bit too much, we're running on that one line at the moment anyway. So there is some brine coming in. And let's just do a sweep of this area. So we've got this that we want to still insulate. So my thinking is today we'll get this built. We'll start getting it cooled. And then we'll do the water weed farm and then do some cooling on that. I say cooling because my plan is to bring in very hot salt water. So even if it's actually warm enough to start, which it probably will be, it probably won't stay that way. It'll probably get too hot. Yeah. So that'll be a dirt storage. I'll specify dirt to be put in there later on. There is this being filled up. That's good. Maybe I'll put this in. Probably by the time that's built, it'll be ready to go. Oh, select all. And let's go to Explorer's Asteroid. And I see some pips. Now, the only thing is, Explorer doesn't have the ability to move the pips. But I can simply bring over Rancher, and I'll be doing that later today. A little surprised. You can't actually get there with that little tile in the way. Whoops. So I don't want to invite Explorer until we're actually ready. The other thing that I would like to have is a few of these pip eggs. And I want specifically the ones here that are not wild to be transferred over. So why don't we do this? Otherwise, I could get some of the wild eggs, which I don't want at the moment. We'll select that. Get rid of the pip. Sweep only. Let's mark that to be brought up. Okay, so that's a 7. Let's just put that on a max. Take all the eggs. There's only a few there anyway. That way we can get even more pips over here. Explore on a quick break, hopefully. Finding some food. Okay, it is time for another dupe to help out with construction because I think things are A, going a little bit slow, and B, we've got the food anyway, so let's do it. So at this point, I'm expanding the number of dupes. So 2,000 extra calories are going to have to be consumed every day, but this is going to be another dupe that can concentrate on construction. I also got them in interest in operating since they can help out with the mechatronics later on. Expanding our barracks just a little bit. And I want to double up the size of our communal table just to make sure there's always room for the dupes to be able to eat down there. So I will just take a moment there. The other thing I'm doing is we're going to move this guy over and hopefully get a smooth hatch so we can work on one of the achievements that requires them. For the next part of this, I'm going to do some rewiring. Unfortunately, I've got the heavy wire going right next to the eating area. I'd like to avoid that. Not that I'm having a problem with stress, but I'd also like to put that right there, carpeted tile, so they'll help tickle toesies. And I forgot to actually put, let's see, put Carpenter down here. They just missed their break, but that's okay. They should be refreshed. Cutting down my micro mushers. Hopefully that won't matter. Over 700,000 calories, so we are going to be consuming more calories with Carpenter around. Mop that up just to maintain dry floor. Let's go check on this asteroid. Okay, let's try recreating this down here. Get rid of some of that. So that will force them to go through the liquid area. Since I'm not actually using that anymore, let's mop that up as well. We aren't losing our benefit this area, but we'll hopefully not be in this zone too long. Let's destroy this now. Technically, I think I could just put a door right there. And if that's the case, we'll call Rancher or Veterinarian over. Oh, are we about to see a first hatch? Nah. Okay. I don't know if... Is that just not possible? Or is it only have a 2 per... I don't know how this works, to be honest. Let's try again. If not, we may just be forced to feed a one of those stone hatches some metal until they convert over to the right type that we want. I think it's 10 tons of metal that needs to be made with them to get the achievement. So I'm planning to get all achievements, as well as just generally survive, mostly focusing on food right now. That's why I've got this set up. Oh, And that actually nicely got filled up. Didn't overflow. Kind of surprised, actually. I'd like to reverse this. Empty those pipes, so why don't we just do this type of thing. Alright, and with all that, I can do more designing. A little bit more ripping things up. Also put in our background here. Double up our eating area. Okay, so we should definitely have enough space. Put in door access. That auto sweeper can go. Put in carpeted tiles for any dupes that choose to eat that location. Make sure that becomes a room by putting this in. The door doesn't have to stay shut. This one does, because why do we not have any pips over here? This is not quite right. Something's wrong. Let's investigate this. Okay, I guess we forgot to put... Oh, no, we didn't. We do. We've got that there. That should be sending a true signal down here. And nobody is doing some wrangling. Which... Nor do they seem to be... Okay. Oh, I wonder if I just have too many tasks for our 2 ranching dupes. Does that mean I need a 3rd? Oh boy. Double check we actually have a banquet hall. So the banquet hall at least has been reestablished. So we've got those critters up there. That did not work again. I might leave him alone. Maybe we'll do that the just feeding metal way. Especially since it appears the ranchers just can't even do... Here's farmer. Farmer doesn't have the ability. The other thing I could do, particularly with farmer, do I give them... They've got 2 skills anyways. I'll give them crop tending, but critter ranching. That way they can help out. And let's do this. Let's go to farmer. Get them to focus on farming above all else, but they'll help out with ranching. See if that helps at all. The next little bit's not going to help a whole lot, but I'm going to go over here. In fact, I'll maybe to a little bit further over. We'll start planting in this area, but that unfortunately is going to require me to steal rancher or one of those dupes. Send rancher over on a mission. At least farmer has the ability. I wonder if I should get the other dupes. Any of the other dupes, the ability to do some ranching. Okay, so with that, let's specify a team tip. Pip. Bring them down here. And another tame one. Let's bring him down here. You're also tame. I want to... Okay. Can you get planting for us quickly here, Pep? If you can, that'd be super awesome. Take this seed. Send that into here. Oh, okay. I should also check if there's any other plants around. I don't think there are. Though those pips aren't going to last long if they... maybe I shouldn't have put both in at the same time. Oh, shoot. This may not work as well as I had hoped. Oh, no. No! Okay, that one became expired. And they just do not seem to be interested in planting in that ice location right there. That's unfortunate. No! Why is this? Okay. All right, that did not work. Let's bring rancher back because they have too many tasks that need to be done on the main asteroid for them to stay and experiment any further. Okay, well, we're gonna have to come back to that another time. So we've got that built. A few more pieces down here. I think we're ready for more designing of this section. Over on this asteroid, notice that we have discovered another minor volcano. I'm just going to open this up to flood that so it doesn't become a risk of heat. And speaking of heat, I guess we forgot to insulate this little section. So we'll add insulation along this way. We'll have to pop a few tiles to make that happen. And in this area, we are going to do a few things. First of all, we've got to fully insulate this area where we want to produce our sleet wheat. We need to have our water line in. Let's see, maybe make that. Oh, that's. Oh, right. I had to split in two so that we can load water on both sides. Just that we don't have water sitting too long in what's going to eventually be the cold area. Guess we've got a number of Atmos suits available. The dupes should be coming in. And we're going to have to bring heavy watt wire line in a little bit further than we currently have it. Let's just take a second to do insulated pipe going down like that. Insulation project coming along. I got to clean the gas down here as well. A bit better. We'll do that. Maybe put one of these guys right there. Some of the new pip eggs have arrived from the other asteroid. So we've got tame version. I just have to decide, do we want to risk bothering doing that again? Did we ever also have the pips returned over here? I feel like this is... We get a true signal here. Maximum critters set at 0 and it's pip, right? Yeah. Okay, so these guys at least... Do we have any there? Okay, we've got wrangling up here, but nothing has been dropped off. Oh. I guess I see why that's not the case. Glossy Draco. Let's make 8 of those. Higher priority. Copy that setting. Oh, I guess we actually have to have a building for that. Do we have any spare hydrogen? Not a whole lot, which is sad. Because I was expecting to produce more on this asteroid today, but unless I do that without the help of the pips, which I may end up doing it that way. We'll just leave that alone. But 800,000. Almost thinking, okay, might as well take more sleet wheat. Almost thinking about getting more dupes, but I may just wait just a little bit longer to decide what type of dupe skill concentration that next dupe should be. We did run out of algae though. So right now I've got a lot of the food that comes from here. And I'm really hoping to switch this over to be meat that comes from here. If that doesn't happen, we may be in a difficult place. Some automation being built in here. I think we can crank that up. A few more pieces of insulation Explorer needs to work on. They have 100,000 calories, so not so much worried about them. They're also producing more reed fiber, which we won't have to soon. Actually, yeah, we're getting a bunch created here. Maybe we don't need that anymore. You know what? Let's just cut that off. Where should I cut that out? Let's cut that off right there. So no more reed fiber production via our thimble reed anyways. We can't spare hydrogen from the bottom room, but these aren't filled up with glossy Dracos anyways. let's not worry about that. Room for this guy to be able to breathe. What about the other geysers? You've got room. Quite sure how we have this set up. Oh, I see. Maybe we'll have that go through like that. It would make a little bit more sense. Some automation to take out the Sleet Wheat and send it directly into our freezer. Let's check on our freezer. Minus 27. That will be cold enough to keep things. Chef working away at the grill. Almost wondering if I should build a second one. But as long as we've got enough food here, we'll keep that as it is for now. So that's a pump. We need to create a vacuum in here. Okay. I'm going to plan for just a second. Do I spend a minute to try to get a dupe to move some pips over? Oh, we even have a pip. Tame pip. We do. Okay. I'll think about it. What I've decided to try is to set this up a little bit differently. I'm going to make each other tile available to planting something. And I'm curious if it's the liquid chlorine that may be the problem. So we'll do a mop up. We'll do the mop up later on. Anyway, the other thing is I like to get a fire pole down there. So we're going to do a little bit of deconstruction, making room for that, and clean up the air a little bit just to make it easier to get down there, since I suspect getting down there is going to be a little bit more of a common thing that explorers are going to do over time. Let's just maybe concentrate on getting the inside of this, because it'd be nice if we get this dropped off, or put in some liquid in here after we create a vacuum, of course. Okay, so that area's been cleaned out a little bit. Maybe open that up to 120. Doesn't need to run as often. Let's take some of this metal here, mostly cobalt. Use that to make a fire pole like that. Okay, so two more things need to be built. Just do that in a second, and then we'll start to seal this off. Maybe do that much. Oops, we'll have to go a long way around to get down there, but that's all right. So this has been insulated. As soon as this is built, we'll start cooling it off. And then we'll go from there. Fire pole being installed. I'm hoping we can get more hydrogen, because power looks to me like it's starting to become an issue. Hydrogen low, but not none. But our power needs are probably only going to go up over time. Put an alert system here. Right there, just so we can notify if this vacuum is ever broken. One thing that could happen, you could get some rotten food or something like that in there, and then it starts making polluted oxygen. Oh, almost. I think this is one of the things we need an electrical engineer for. So only certain dupes can do that. Nice. Okay. Was just in the middle of doing some designing here, and I realized I have a big problem with our heavy watt wire line. What is going on here? That must have been this area where I was doing okay, that is not good. Furthermore, I think we need to connect that little section. All right, that is it's nice to get that done. Let's see, I think we'll do maybe this much. Let's start with that first. Actually, I think it's safe to do that whole section, as long as no dupes get themselves stuck in this area. That'd be bad. Actually, we can go ahead and put that in, can't we? Need to put a rush on that bottom section as well. This guy still has lots of liquid output. This guy. Oh, status. 5 cycles. Okay, we'll start to get some polluted water there. Not that we're short polluted water. We've got lots hanging around various places. Okay, Explorer has a little bit of digging out here to do. Okay, so that seals this guy off. We can start the process making a vacuum, though I guess we don't have power technically. We'll have it eventually. We take this down like that, making room for our heavy wire line to come down and meet us. Could also start to create a vacuum in here once we get single tile made, and of course the pump. Okay, let me figure out what we're gonna do here. Create a few natural tiles. This is as far as I'm gonna go at this point with that. Don't even know if this is gonna work, given the fact that that pip would not plant anything. I'll be producing hydrogen one way or the other, even if we have to do natural farming. So we got that in the process. Now heavy watt wires going in. Do I take in another dupe? No, let's hold off just a little bit longer. Things have been going. Okay, muck root. Tend to send the excess food over on this asteroid. Okay, just a few more wires. Oh, I can see we actually need to tell the dupes to do that. Because I'd like to get our vacuum started. Let's just make that a priority. We're only able to get 5 dupes in here at a time anyways. I still did not figure out why both pip, we got a single pip here. Why are the dupes not moving pips? I'm gonna do this just for now so that we can like at least maintain the population, but I do not understand. Can no one reach there? If I were to take, that's not the case. They could definitely reach there, right? But why am I getting the fact that the dupes should be able to just take engineer. They can go down there. There's no reason why. This is not restricted to any dupes. This is a bit of a mystery. Some strange things are happening today with pips, and I don't like it. Oh, okay, that turned white. Oh, this is technically 5 tall. I wonder if I should... Well, I mean, I should really be able to use the critter drop-off to do this. But that is going to make it a little bit more difficult to get these guys out of here this way. But still, that does not explain why this pickup location is not working. If I put that 1 there, I mean, that shouldn't change anything. Okay, anyways, I need to give connection right there. Vacuum being installed right there. So that's something at least. Bog jelly being collected. Just mop up all stuffs at that location. We're going to try putting in a pip right here, but I'd like to get that area nice and dry. See if that works. I'm completely confused. Even this, okay, we have, okay, I see a wrangle pip. 4. Drop off spot here for pips, right? But no one's doing that. And the same thing there, drop off spot for pips, priority 6. That doesn't even have to be done. As long as the wrangling is done by a rancher, any dupe can actually transfer the actual pip themselves. Okay, I'm going to sit and think about this a bit more. A little bit of bad news. We did not put in this little section here, the automation wire. Fortunately, we didn't fill it with water yet. Simple popping this tile should get us in there. And we'll cut off that pump from running for right now. And get that little section done. So Explorer has their tasks over here. Might struggle to get that dry, I'm not sure. But that's where I'm targeting sending another pip over. See if that's going to actually work. Carpenter might need, oh well, they may not have the ability to get anything just yet, but oh, we should work towards them getting exosuit training. Give them maybe that to start with. So the dupe's keeping fairly busy. I'd like to get another dupe. I think we can afford it. I just don't know what type. Still did not figure. This is just bizarre to me. So we're getting a true signal, correct? Yes, we're getting a true signal in here on that building. And it's just not being used. Let's make that a priority. High priority. Oh, I realize, whoops, the dupes can't actually get in there. That's why that's not being built. Whoops. At least we're getting this growing. We've got all of that back warm enough to be able to grow. I just hope that's going to make up for the meat that we're losing from the not having the Pacus anymore. Get rid of that. If I'm wrong, I could. There still is some algae. So we could enable that system. I might do that so we can at least get maybe 1,000,000 calories. Maybe we'll take out 6 pieces and then be done with that. Oh, but wait, we are now ready to create this. We'll have to reestablish that vacuum. That one there can go though. Let me just take in the same setting I have here. Copy that there. So we'll have our alert set up just in case we ever lose our vacuum. And I will rebuild this. Go over, see how Explorer's doing. We're ready to take that out, take that out. Okay, even though we're not having any luck with the pips on our main base, let's go try this out, see how this is going to work. Check the schedule. Veterinarian, we'll grab you this time. Maybe we'll have better luck with veterinarian. They're singing, they're happy about it. Oh, we've got our little jawbow. Okay, come on, let's see if we have better luck with you, veterinarian. Let's make a priority of that pip already set, perfect. Wrangling, moving. Oh, I forgot. It's not going to actually work unless we have the proper seed in here. So let's do that. Shoot, I should have done that first. But, okay. Did that hit your head, Pep? They're freezing. Maybe it's the fact that they're freezing, that they won't plant. That could be the case. Let's actually hover over that freezing. Livable range, happiness minus the critters feeling dangerously cold. If that's the case, how do we get around that? Just give them a second. Let's send Veterinarian back since they'll have more important work to do there. Plant, pick that up, pick the seed up, pick it up. Okay, let's not forget Veterinarian and the equipment. Okay, I think we are ready then to start delivering some water in here. So I can see that we did get lucky. Oh, and that Pip not only planted a Saturn critter trap, but they got themselves trapped. So we are finally in a position of creating some hydrogen. Let's just mark that as harvested. We'll create a hydrogen pump. I'm actually going to do this plant the future ones without a rancher in a little bit of a different way. Maybe it's not necessary given that what I've just found out here, but my guess is the fact that it's was dry, maybe. Anyways, on this asteroid, we are bringing in some water. Build this little pipe. Maybe we'll make a priority of doing that first. We're going to start on our water weed farm, which is going to be set up down here. We start doing some more digging. And we're going to use some of this brine, once again, to fill in here and here. Okay, I guess we don't want to have that flowing until this is actually built. Still debating with myself, do we risk bringing someone else in? I'm going to say yes. Let's do it. Let's do it. And then we're going up to 13 dupes. So we're bringing in an artist. Initially, probably going to be focusing them more on the construction skills. Their night owl handy. But eventually, we'll be doing some decorating around. So it'll be nice to have them available to us. Expanding our barracks, because I'm thinking more and more about having more dupes. So this allows another dupe to be able to, oh, let me specify this for Sleet Wheat. Now it can't actually grow anything. It is way too warm in here, but we started to drop in some water. We don't need a whole lot. In fact, that might be enough. Let's just cut this right there. Now what we need to do is, I guess, get some liquid going through here. I can either use brine or polluted water. Since brine is closer, maybe we'll just use that. Got our regular water lines that we can start feeding in. So we need to jump over, maybe do this type of thing right there. Oh, that can actually run unless we switch that over. Makes sense. So the new dupes just look like they're going so slow. But we'll get them increase their athletics ability over time. Maybe make this a bit of a priority since we could start the cooling process. I've actually gotten rid of the power wire here. I should have kept it. Do a little bit of transformer rather than bring heavy watt wire the whole way over. Okay, so that's meant for hydrogen. I have to see why. I guess we're probably out of ammo suit. They're doing their repairs up here. Perfect. So we're going to vacuum here. I've got to make sure I cut this. Actually, I probably also want to cut that. And the cooling process has started. I haven't actually specified what I want this to be. Thinking like 1 degree. If you're above 1 degree, maybe let's see if we can get away with 3 degrees. This is going to start the process cooling. Again, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer until it actually gets cold enough. But let's focus on the water weed farm then. Okay, so that is Sleet Wheat. Notice that we've got one of these guys here. Doesn't have access to power. Connect that. Builder helping out in this area. We're going to need a smaller amount of water weed. I'm going to build 7. But that will also need to have a cooling system, which we'll put maybe to the side instead of on top like I have on this section. We'll also have to go way down here to access our salt water. Maybe we'll go with the idea of going through where we have our Atmos suits. Take out that, take out that, take out that. Check on construction over here. Just another wire. A little bit of hydrogen. That's awesome to see. Okay, let's plan how, I guess right now we're not able to take the hydrogen out because there's not enough of it, but I'll do some further planning here on this asteroid. So I guess I can see why temperatures are stubbornly cold here. So there's this massive cold area. That may have actually contributed to making it a little bit more difficult on the pips. But we did prove at least that some of the time you can get a Saturn critter trap. So we'll keep going. Probably next time. Continuing that. Maybe by the end of today we'll have another one. It'd be nice. I have a feeling like we'll be finishing up the water weed farm next time. Maybe. Cooling system going in. Okay, starting to look a little bit blue. Not cold enough yet. We might actually be planting some sleet wheat today. That'd be pretty cool. As far as the pips here, I have no idea. Though I really should make sure that we get a few of these moved manually. What I'll do... All kinds of pip problems today. Let's get rid of this. Let's put this there. Oh, I just realized there is a ladder there, so someone could actually get that built. And let's just specify pips to be brought over this way instead. For some reason I have to do this. Don't know why. But we're going to run out of tame pip eggs if we don't. Actually, why wouldn't I? Oh, just dropped a few. I guess we could just do this, right? And that will automatic. Well, hopefully, yeah, we'll see if that works. So I think we can connect this guy here. Start delivering some brine. Brine's on the way. Damage to overheating. What? What's happening here? Because aren't we getting liquid thrown on? Or is there just not enough of it? That's frustrating. Okay, first of all, I'm going to have the damage alert here all the time. If I don't go in there to fix, that'd be nice if we could. It seems like it's high enough pressure, so Oh, well, we have to go in there anyway because it's not made of the right material. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, in that case, shoot. Okay, I gotta disconnect that. Let's pop that. Let's pop that. Probably need more steel. What are we short? Iron. Make more iron too then. Okay, I guess we will probably not be getting the Sleet Wheat done today. Okay, put in some natural tiles here and here now that I know this works. Maybe there's a chance of actually getting that in place. Oh, and check the schedule here. Let's see, we've got 5. Let's call this schedule 6. Let's make a new one. Move this over by 2. Get artists there. They are a night owl, so that's going to take advantage of that nighttime period. I think we are ready to start designing. Okay, we'll get that deconstructed. We'll start designing the waterweed farm anyway. Okay, so here is the plan for the Sleet Wheat minus the actual cooling system, which probably will be on the left side over here. 7 tiles of that. And I may save some space for a radiation lamp, which we'll put in later. Just enhance different seed production. And we'll get down a little bit closer towards where we have our salt water. I'm going to open up this area over here so we can get a radiation lamp on some of the farms. Control that with the sensor. So see, this was taken out. We probably don't have enough metal or steel. Oh, we do. Never mind. Awesome. Let's make that a priority. Right now, we still have steam, and that's held by this guy right here. A single piece of water. That won't stay that way, I suspect. So let's get going here pretty quick. Okay, let's hold off on, let's not go crazy with dupes. 800,000 calories. Food is the main thing that I'm watching. Before we seal this off, though, let's take out some of this stuff. A little bit of copper we can get out of there. Then we'll seal it up. So we'll collect some sleet wheat here. Or no, that's for the waterweed. Combine that with our going up towards our farm. I'd like to, before we go down too far, make sure we mop this up, just so we don't mix the different types of liquids. Just might make it a little bit easier. This guy producing some, should really relocate some of the slugs. Do that another day. Priority of getting that built. Maybe we could put in another pip today. Speaking pips, did that work? I did a bunch of wrangling, so we've got 2 over there, a few over here. It's not great. Ask for him to be wrangled. Why don't we try recreating this? Maybe I just had rebuild it, and that would fix the situation. Be nice if that is the case. Artist, a little bit slow. Let's check their skill. Get them towards exosuit training. Starting with a little bit of strength. Get a try down there before we continue on. Part of me thinks we need more of these, but clearly that's not the problem. Maybe it's just a priority thing. Let's do this. Get the dupes really out. Maybe it's the fact that they're further away. Ask for that to be taken out. So lots of room to eat on this asteroid. Insulation here, even though it's warm enough now, probably just get too warm over time. Once we send in some of this salt water, which over time is going to be 95 degrees. So we need to be able to deal with that heat. Some insulation tiles. Oh, carbon dioxide level. I really should change this system. All focus has been on food. If we can get over 1 million calories and we can show that we no longer rely on algae for feeding these guys. Did we burn through the algae? Wow. Okay, that's it. No more algae. We have to rely on this setup here. The Drecos for our meat. Looking at that. Looks like everything is healthy. Let me just take a second to disable harvesting. Drop off spot there. Just need to wait for more critters. And this is a weird spot. For some reason, the dupes are having trouble doing anything at this location. I don't know why. Even though they can clearly walk through it. Okay, we'll try this again. Pip. Priority 6. So right now there's no pips. There's just pip squeaks in there. Let's just pop that quick, even though if I rebuild it's probably just going to do... Come on, dupes. Okay, we can ask for that to be brought in. Make a priority of getting that system built so we can get down there. Oh, and also very important, seal this back up. Ideally before we lose any of the steam, which we have not. Temperature-wise, doing... this is actually pretty good for not leaking heat out. I'm quite surprised about this. We've got like really hot temperatures here that just barely interacting with a small piece of water right next to it. Anyway, let's not test how long that is going to last. Let's get that insulated, guys. Artist. A little bit slow. You can see a single conveyor belt didn't get built there, so need a ladder to complete that. Again, work in this area. A deconstruction command you would not think is going to take too long. Maybe up the priority given the fact that I've asked for a bunch of 6 priorities down here. So there it is. We've got this set up. We're going to be bringing in salt water. We'll insulate all the way from down there. That's probably going to be next time, though, where we actually get that running. So there is a Sleet Wheat farm. Or Sleet Wheat, water wheat farm, not actually planting anything. Before I finish though, let me just finish a few things. First of all, maybe make this that in place. So we've got our cooling system running. Let's see if we can add in another one of these, because we would technically want to take that out. Put that there, that there. Actually, what would be wrong with doing this instead? Before we move a pip in there, I think would be smart. First, move proper seed in and try mopping up too. That might be part of the what's necessary. So there is salt water in there, enough such that we can start our vacuum process. Here's our old ladder line. Deconstruct. I will keep asking the dupes to go down. Next time we'll have to figure out how we want to wrap this up, but we'll start by analyzing it. Nothing else. Over 500, so you know what? I'm going to ask for that to be cut off. Temperature. Oh, and maybe we can put in some sleet wheat. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. This is a bonus. Let's try. Plant that in place. We don't have a lot, though. I didn't even think about that. If we had enough seeds or not. So this is our water line. Here and here. We do need this guy on the... Okay, I need to plan a bit. Okay, let's just do a tiny bit more. We end today. Put in the automation down here. So that we know if our liquid airlock has been lost in the future. And what I've decided to do is put in my water line. It's going to go through here. Look, have a temporary line connecting this. But eventually have that as insulated line up to that point. And then load from both the left and right side. And hopefully make it such that when it meets in the middle, no water's going to freeze. So we don't want that. Technically, they actually have this set to be above freezing, so maybe it'd be fine anyways. Maybe that's overkill. But let's just do this way anyways, just to be safe. Curious if we're ready for our next pip to be moved. I would say we are. Okay, let's see if there's a pip available. There's a tame one. Move them right there. I don't see the seed, though. Maybe I have to re-ask for that to be moved. Check our schedule. Veterinarians kind of at the end of their schedule. What about Rancher? Okay, we'll get Rancher to go over. Where are you, Rancher? Oh, 3 Draco eggs. Why not? Okay, so teleporting Rancher over. Still don't have that seed moved. That's a little annoying. Okay, pick the seed up, Okay, perfect. And then with that, let's... I don't know if we could possibly get away with trying another one. But we may not actually have this planted. Maybe we'll keep Rancher here for just a little longer. See if we can get this done. Is it going to happen? I feel like watching it makes it not happen. So let's just go over here and watch the progress and see what happens when we come back. So there's our cooling system. Make sure we keep this steam turbine nice and cool. Eventually, probably not today, but we're going to connect into our cooling line for that, putting in some of the piping. Let's just put a priority on that piece right there so we can start the process of growing some of this. What's the temperature that these guys want to be? Comfort 10. Does that mean they won't produce their eggs? So I don't know if that's a risk putting them in there or not. So technically, I think scientists should be able to access this. Okay, water going in. Okay, so we are successfully growing our first few pieces of sleet wheat. Oh, and we were successful. It looks like the critter did not actually stay along enough to actually go into that, but that's fine. We can get one of these guys to go in later on. So doing that, let's just grab another pip. Put them there, see if we can get 3 of these planted, and then maybe send Rancher back and open this area so we can actually get the plant critters connected with the plants. Okay, a little bit of hydrogen. Okay, so that's making me feel a little bit good. We got that system set up. I don't see any regular pips in here. It doesn't mean that we were successful in rebuilding this anymore, though. I just want to send... Oh, look at this. Yet another one. Okay, boom. Is there any other... maybe we could possibly do a fourth. I don't know if that... yeah, that guy's going to be done. Take this. Put that right there. And he goes right into awesome. Let's also mop up. Pip, tame. Send you in here. Okay, a little bit of construction there. So that, let's just focus on here for a minute. So the trick is, I don't know if this is true, but not watching them. Pips are just shy, maybe. It's a rancher spending the night, realizing we don't actually have a barracks. Or the dupe that spends the night here. So why don't we build that wall? Okay, it was a little bit too early. Kind of thought that we'd get that door created. Okay, fail. Fail. Okay, you were too slow, guys, at making that. Let's try again. We've got less time now to work with that pip. Move in, move in, move in. Get planting, pep. We can start to tear down that section, And let's come back and see the pip doing nothing. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. They just made it. They just made it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, that is enough for now. Let's smash this down. That will give us a bunch of hydrogen. Maybe we'll see about adding more another day, but that is going to do it for today. Let's make sure that Rancher gets back because they need to focus with all the Dracos. Did we catch you on your break, Rancher? Oh, shoot. Okay, we'll give them a second. All right, teleportation. Awesome. Okay, well, if nothing else, we are now producing a little bit of hydrogen over here. Dropping this wall means eventually these guys here are going to walk in, fill the other two. Let's just, before I forget, to enable harvest on those three. So that's going to be hydrogen production. In fact, I think we even have the, hold on, what did I do? Didn't even realize to get to the other asteroid. Yeah, so the line is built up to here. Maybe I'll even connect that in. So we're able to get hydrogen in. That's going to be sent at this location. Let's see about the heat situation. Is that, that's, I guess, is maintained good enough. But Sleet Wheat is now growing, and I think tomorrow, it's taking a little bit longer than I thought to do some of the farming, but Sleet Wheat is growing. Oh, you know what? Let's do one final thing, which is to see if there's any Sleet Wheat, and there is, that we could kickstart this whole thing. I don't have to necessarily have this today, but if I just tell the dupe I'm looking for that to be brought over. I see some pieces in there, so we'll dig that, dig that. There's a bunch in here too. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just ask for that to be brought down like that. Let me just click on the actual, I don't know if we can cancel the uproot of that plant. That could be dangerous. But that'll be something I'll have to watch next time. All right, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.